Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park West. I'm Ron Nicoletti. It is Wednesday afternoon, 8 races on tap. Let's check those track and weather conditions. The main track is fast. The turf course firm. The first race, a 1 mile event. These are claimants for a 2-year-old filly, 7 in the field. No scratches or jockey changes to report.
Racing at GPW. Slow to start was Me Gusta Papi. Quick to start out wide, She's Unbridled trying to cross over with Star of Distinction holding the inside position. These two away. Racing in third is Country Girl Cheryl. American Jack is down toward the inside while taking in hand and a bit keyed up. 3 wide, Mary Lee and Me, she's third last. Hi Holly is second last, and after a less than stellar start, Me Gusta Papi last of all as they run around the first turn. Star of Distinction holds the inside edge. Right with her on the outside, She's Unbridled. Country Girl Cheryl gets a nice tracking spot third with Mary Lee and Me on her outside. American Jack is now on a long rein from Jaramillo, racing in fifth, about 4 lengths off the lead. Hi Holly on her outside is racing 5 lengths off the lead at the 5/8, and 2 to the trailer, Me Gusta Papi. They run to the half-mile point, and up on the outside, She's Unbridled holds a narrow lead. Star of Distinction right back at her second. Mary Lee and Me is a 3 wide third. Country Girl Cheryl awaits racing room from fourth. 2 back to American Jack, asked to pick it up a bit fifth. Back to sixth is Hi Holly, and the trailer is Me Gusta Papi. 3/8 of a mile to go as they leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. 3 wide, Mary Lee and Me bids up to put a neck in front. Here's Country Girl Cheryl getting serious and put into the clear to make her run. She's 4 wide. Back to the inside, Star of Distinction with She's Unbridled. Then American Jack, and they're at the top of the stretch. It's now taking the lead as Country Girl Cheryl by 2.5. On the outside and trying to close ground, Me Gusta Papi from between horses, Mary Lee and Me. But inside the final furlong, Double J and Country Girl Cheryl finding plenty up front. Country Girl Cheryl by 3.5. Mary Lee and Me is clearly second, but second to Country Girl Cheryl, a much the best winner. Mary Lee and Me second, American Jack third, Star of Distinction finish fourth.
Number 6, Country Girl Cheryl scores in the opening event and pays $6.40, owned by GDS Racing Stable Incorporated, trained by Gustavo Delgado, ridden to victory today by Jonathan Gonzalez. Second race, a 1 mile claiming event for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races, or 3-year-olds, 7 in the field. The off-time favorite, number 2, Vincero.
And they're off. Disastrous start for Fortune Cookie. Leapt in the air. Camacho amazingly stayed on, but he's out of the irons, and Fortune Cookie is far back. Into the first turn with Juan and Bina taking up the running to take the lead with All Golden on the outside, and now All Golden strides to a clear advantage. Racing back in second is Juan and Bina looking to angle off the heels of the leader. Down at the inside, it's Fafa from third. Sky Knight is fourth. Vincero parked at the inside fifth, a gap of 3 to Animus, who's last of all, as Fortune Cookie's still in the race, but the rider's still out of the irons and having a tough time of it. Less than 6 furlongs to run as they head down the backstretch. Long shot All Golden has the lead and tries to back down the speed. Juan and Bina in this 2-path second. Fafa toward the rail. Vincero's been guided to the far outside. He's favored under Edgard Zayas and only a length off the lead. 2 better than Animus, who improves inside of Sky Knight. And the trailer is Fortune Cookie. Past the half mile and moving to the far turn. Here's Juan and Bina to take a crack at All Golden. 3 wide and Vincero. Fafa's at the rail fourth. Driven fifth and trying to launch a bit is Animus ahead of Sky Knight and Fortune Cookie. 3/8 to go. From between horses, Juan and Bina puts a neck in front. Vincero quickly up the challenge from second at the rail and All Golden third. Animus driven fourth and still in range. They're at the top of the stretch with the advantage. Vincero, Juan and Bina battles on, so does All Golden. Animus is on the far outside. These 4 square off with 1/8 of a mile to go. Vincero trying to put away a tough Juan and Bina, who boxes on. Animus on the outside, still charging from third. Starts to get a bit of momentum going late in the game. It's Vincero and Juan and Bina. Juan and Bina back for more. And on the outside, Vincero. These two in a photo. Vincero outside, Juan and Bina inside. Third was Animus, and then fourth was All Golden.
Nice ride by leading jockey Edgard Zayas to win with number 2 Vincero. Pays $3.80 to win. Owned by Frank Carl Calabrese and trained to victory by Safi Joseph Jr. We're taking a short break. We'll be back. We'll have race number 3.
One of the world's most anticipated thoroughbred racing events of the year returns. The third annual Pegasus World Cup Invitational at Gulfstream Park in South Florida. Drawing competition from around the world with a $16 million purse split between two Grade 1 races. On the dirt and on the turf. Experience the incredible fashion, spectacular world-class service and entertainment, and the unrivaled adrenaline of the Pegasus World Cup Invitational. Saturday, January 26th at Gulfstream Park. Get your tickets now at PegasusWorldCup.com.
Welcome back. Third race, a 1 mile maiden claiming event for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. 8 runners in the field. The off-time favorite, number 6, Lady Player.
And they're up. From between horses, Alta Bambina wins the break. Divine Diva and Lion Diva showing speed. Anthony Lass mixing it up on the outside. Vita Tropical looking to get over from a high draw. So too is Lady Player. Reyes has already dropped her over to the 2-path as they circle the first turn. Alta Bambina comes away with the lead. Up on the outside, Vita Tropical had to go wide, but is now second. Anthony Lass is back to third. Divine Diva back to fourth. Lion Diva is now fifth. Then back to Run Gal Run, racing ahead of Bourbon Trace and Lady Player at the back. Into the backstretch they race. Alta Bambina has the lead. Vita Tropical keeps the pressure on second. They've gone 5 ahead of third running Anthony Lass. Then at the inside and Divine Diva, followed by an improving Run Gal Run. Lion Diva third last. Second last is Bourbon Trace. Lady Player is going to have to pass all of them as they go past the half-mile point. Half a mile away, Alta Bambina and Nick Juarez shoulder the load and now open 2.5. Vita Tropical is still second. 3 back to third running Run Gal Run. Up on the outside, Lion Diva let go. Likewise as Lady Player set down outside of Divine Diva. Then comes Bourbon Trace. Anthony Lass plummets to last. And Alta Bambina tries to bottom him out here. Alta Bambina trying to spring the upset, and she's got a 5-length head start. And one of the favorites put away. The other favorite, Divine Diva's in a world of hurt. Lady Player is next. So at this point, Alta Bambina is strictly the one to beat. Off the turn on the stretch drive, Alta Bambina by 5.5. Looking for dangers, but fans, there just aren't any, as Alta Bambina has completely run them off their feet. Alta Bambina and a nice ride from jockey Nick Juarez took it to him early and make him pay for it late. Alta Bambina for trainer Carlos David in front. It's going to be very close for second. It involves Lion Diva and Lady Player, then Bourbon Trace.
Number 4, Alta Bambina uses her speed to win it rather impressively and pays $24.60, owned by Rodrigo Cuna and trained by Carlos David. His first career training victory and ridden today by Nick Juarez. The fourth race on the turf today, 1 mile and 1/16. The turf course is firm. These are claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Scratch the 1 along the trail. Also scratch number 10, Anonymous.
And they're off. Clean start. Jess Sassy and Venezuelan Forever break the line well. Moving up on the outside, that sister drama with Silent Sophia marching forward as they run out of the turf chute and link up with the main course. Camacho and Silent Sophia take the lead with no pace on. Up on the inside, Venezuelan Forever, sister drama's on the outside. Away fourth is Night Storm. She's only 2.5 lengths off the lead, followed by Colorin Colonel and Jess Sassy ahead of SS Illuminati. And the 8th and last runner is Draft. Into the first turn they go. Silent Sophia getting a nice, easy lead. Leads the way a length and a quarter. Venezuelan Forever pocketed up. A joint second alongside Sister Drama third. Night Storm is on hold from fourth. Close enough. Only 4 lengths off the lead. Then Jess Sassy and Colorin Colonel ahead of SS Illuminati. And the trailer is Draft. Down the backstretch they go and going to the half-mile point. And Semi Camacho harnessing the speed of the daughter of Silent Name as Silent Sophia has the lead by a neck. Paco Lopez turning up the pressure with the second horse, Venezuelan Forever. Sister Drama watches the action unfold from third. At the inside, Night Storm has moved a bit closer from Montalvo. She's all the way up into third, only 2.5 lengths off the lead. Ahead of Jess Sassy, then SS Illuminati. Colorin Colonel is 3 wide, and dropping to last is Draft as they round the far turn. 3 furlongs furlongs left to go. Race on up front. Silent Sophia held together up front with the lead by a head. Up on the outside, Venezuelan Forever is still second. Set down third is Night Storm toward the inside, and Just Sassy, and they're at the top of the stretch. Here's Venezuelan Forever pinning up on the outside of Silent Sophia, who fights on toward the rail. These two, three clear on the outside, and Night Storm with Just Sassy coming on. Venezuelan Forever is almost there. Just Sassy, a late push. Venezuelan Forever in front. Very close for second, either Silent Sophia or Just Sassy. 2 for Safi Joseph. It's Venezuelan Forever.
Number 5, Venezuelan Forever, scores at pace $6 even, owned by Drawing Away Stable, Colomel Vitelli Stable. Safi Joseph Jr. is the trainer, and ridden to victory today by Paco Lopez. That horse pays $6 even. We're taking a short break. We'll be back for race number 5.
And Go Zipper is pulling away. Zapper blows them away with an eye-opening performance. Odds again has won. Go Zapper kicking clear. Judy the Beauty.
We're on the main track for the 5th race. It's a 6-furlong sprint. These are claimers 3-year-olds, and up with the off-time favorite is number 2, Real Fast Music.
And they're off. From between horses, Royalty Salvatore the first to begin. Toss has speed. Here's Trio of Champions toward the inside. Trio of Champions goes after Royalty Salvatore early. Tosses away in third, and down toward the inside, moving up to take fourth is Real Fast Music. Back to fifth is Southern Sea ahead of Seatbelt and Blind Ruckus, and Mr. Morningstar has no speed at all as Trio of Champions and Lionel Reyes have the lead. Trio of Champions inside half a mile from home, a length better than Royalty Salvatore second. These two are going quickly. They've opened 4 on Real Fast Music third. Toss is trying to re-rally from fourth, back to fifth in Seatbelt, then Southern Sea and Blind Ruckus. Mr. Morningstar last of all, and the top 2 continue to go at it. Here's a rebid from Royalty Salvatore and Paco Lopez on the outside of Trio of Champions. 5 lengths ahead of Real Fast Music. Trying to run home from the back is Blind Ruckus, and they're at the top of the stretch. With the advantage, it's still Trio of Champions. Leads it by a length and a half. Royalty Salvatore is there second. Real Fast Music is third. Down the center in Seatbelt, but inside that final 16th, Trio of Champions still well clear out here. It's Trio of Champions and Lionel Reyes. They took a licking and kept on ticking. They'll win by 3. Second is Royalty Salvatore, closer for third. Real Fast Music or Blind Ruckus.
Number 3, Trio of Champions takes them wire to wire and springs the upset, pays $31.60 to win. Owned by Teamwork Horseman Group Incorporated, trained by Juan Andres Rodriguez, and ridden to victory today by Lionel Reyes. The 6th race on the turf, it's a 1-mile allowance optional claimer for state-bred 3-year-olds and upward. Scratch the number 8 first step, and the main track only is number 9 and number 10.
And they're off. From between horses, Tomato Gator wins the start and tries to drop over to lead the way out of the turf chute. Far outside, here's Blue Loot, moving to be second. Ambassador Jim at the rail. Back to fourth early is DeMaestro racing ahead of Salsa Jack, who's about 4 lengths off the lead. The 2 at the back are Without Remorse and Lord Barna. Into the first turn they go, and with the advantage, Tomato Gator and Nick Juarez now 3 parts of a length. Blue Loot on the outside is second. Ambassador Jim is well situated early. He's third at the rail. That's a gap of 3.5 to DeMaestro, racing a length and a half in front of Salsa Jack, who's 2.5 in front of Without Remorse. And the trailer is Lord Barna. Down the backstretch they go and approaching the half-mile point. And with the advantage, it's Tomato Gator, dogged outside by the big favorite Blue Loot, who's poised to strike from second. Ambassador Jim and Paco Lopez have had a good run of it. Third, only 2 lengths off this top duo. A gap of 3 to DeMaestro, who's 3 better than Salsa Jack. Then Without Remorse and Lord Barna. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn, and Miguel Vasquez lets out a notch on Blue Loot, who now takes an outright lead. Back to second, Tomato Gator. Ambassador Jim is third. Trying to close ground from fourth is DeMaestro, 3 ahead of an Improving Without Remorse with a quarter of a mile left to go. Blue Loot has the lead. He was softened up by Tomato Gator, and Ambassador Jim sat the box seat, and he's off the challenge now. 1/8 of a mile to go. Ambassador Jim puts his neck in front. Blue Loot tries to battle on second, 3 clear Without Remorse, and then DeMaestro. 16th to go. Ambassador Jim asked to finish the job, and he will indeed. Ambassador Jim will win it. Well handled by Paco to beat Blue Loot Sacco ahead of DeMaestro in third, then Without Remorse and Salsa Jack.
Number 3, Ambassador Jim, a game performance to beat the big favorite Blue Loot, owned by Patricia Generazio, trained by Joe Orsino, ridden to victory today by Paco Lopez. His second win on the card. We're taking a short break. Race number 7 will be the first half of the late Daily Double. The Fall Turf Festival is underway at Gulfstream Park West. Mark your calendars, because on Saturday, November 10th, Gulfstream will be offering 8 stakes for Florida breds, 3 on the turf, totaling $600,000. There will be 4 races for 2-year-olds, many with aspirations of competing in the winter and spring classics. Don't forget, you can watch and wager on Gulfstream Park West races in our world-class Silks Simulcast Center, located on the first floor at beautiful Gulfstream Park. Join us at Gulfstream Park and Gulfstream Park West on Saturday, November 10th. Welcome back. Our 7th race of the afternoon, 7 furlongs. The feature is an allowance optional claimer for 3-year-olds and upward, 6 runners in the field.
And they're off. Take your place, one of the first to break the line. Moving up on the outside is Red Crescent. Far outside, that's Bel Tapiserie away in the top flight. Racing into 4th is Conquest Big E while trying to save inside position. It's a gap of 3 to Craziness and High Kodiak Warrior. Out of the chute and onto the main course, and Paco Lopez puts the big gray Conquest Big E on the rail in front at the 5/8, leads the way by a length. Red Crescent second, Take Your Place third. Bel Tapiserie, something doesn't appear right here as he's back 6 or 7 lengths off the lead while racing in last, passed inside by both the Craziness and High Kodiak Warrior. Past the half mile and moving to the far turn. Conquest Big E puts up the numbers with a length to work with. Take Your Place is getting a good drafting spot second. Red Crescent is back to third. The rest are strung out. Bel Tapiserie is 4th again from High Kodiak Warrior and to Craziness. 5/16 away, Conquest Big E to the top of the stretch on top, a length and a quarter. Take Your Place second, Red Crescent a driven third. Back to 4th and Bel Tapiserie, and they're at the top of the stretch. Paco let Conquest Big E drift to the center, and he maintains a clear lead. Take Your Place is there second, Bel Tapiserie is next. Red Crescent down the stand side with High Kodiak Warrior. Final 1/8 of a mile, he's brought his A game to the table, and his A game is too much for these. He's Conquest Big E, and he's in front. He won it by 4 in the end. Very close for second. The pictures between Red Crescent and High Kodiak Warrior. And runners away. Toward the inside, Gia Joe commences well and moves out for the early lead. From the far outside, Soldier's Pride has some speed. In between horses, here's Tiki Taka moving up, and Tiki Taka is going to land in front. From second, Gia Joe. Moving up to third is Princess Zoe. Back to 4th and tucking in is Bridge of Sighs, racing ahead of Soldier's Pride. Then at the inside goes exclusively Emma. Inside Trip is just to her inside and races about 5 lengths off the lead. Well, getting out of touch, losing a spot, in fact, was Inside Trip, as She's No Joke took over the rail spot. Back at the inside, that's Queen of Swag with Earhart on her outside, and the trailer is the gray Aloha Street. Into the backstretch they go. Carlos Olivero and Tiki Taka get to play the game their way. They lead the way by 2. Princess Zoe, the nearest pursuer, second. Gialia Joe is third. Back to fourth in Soldier's Pride, 3 wide. Ahead of Bridge of Sighs, who's in the 2-path, following Princess Zoe. Then back to Inside Trip, who's still racing in the 2-path. Out wider than her is exclusively Emma. At the inside, She's No Joke. Followed next by Earhart and Queen of Swag, and 6 to the trailer, Aloha Street. Into the path 4 turn they race as the opening half mile has been completed by Tiki Taka, who has the lead now by a length and a half. Second is Princess Zoe. Soldier's Pride, she must still be there. She's 3 wide on the outside. Toward the inside and Gialia Joe, 4 wide and exclusively Emma. 3 back to Inside Trip and Bridge of Sighs, and they're at the top of the stretch. They left Tiki Taka alone, and she kicks off the turn and leads by 2. Gialia Joe tries to get after a second and does have a rally going down the center, and Princess Zoe. Gialia Joe off cover to take the lead now. Gialia Joe by a length and a half. Up into second, Princess Zoe, Gialia Joe. Gialia Joe prevails in the end from Princess Zoe second. Very close with a variety of contenders behind them.
And that wraps up Wednesday's card. We're right back here again on Thursday with an 8-race card. Don't forget our first race post with the change in time, 12:30 p.m. Good night and good luck.
Hit the hay. I've been working all day. Hit the hay. What do you say? Hit the hay. Hit the hay. Well, I'm tired. Let me tell you, Jack, I'm so tired. Oh, my aching back. Let's hit the hay.